This is Gaz, a seasoned outdoorsman, and the face behind the YouTube channel Grizzly Gaz. If you've been following us for a while, you'll definitely recognize him from earlier videos. Known for his love of nature and exploration, Gaz is often out camping, sometimes deep in the wilderness or on van trips, always with his loyal dog Fendi by his side. On March 25th, 2022, Gaz set out on another solo woodland adventure. It was a crisp spring day. The sun was out, but the trees still stood bare from winter's touch. After about an hour of hiking through the dense forest, he found an ideal spot to set up camp. As always, he prepared a warm meal, chicken tikka rice for himself and some dog food for Fendi. Everything seemed calm, almost perfect. But that peace wouldn't last. After pitching his tent, chopping wood, and lighting a fire to cook dinner, Gaz noticed how eerily quiet the forest had become. Still, he felt safe, isolated, but not unsettled.
I'm on dog's bed with dog's blanket. She's in my bed, look. What's all that about, mate? You've been kicked out of my own bed.
He and Fendi finished their meal and turned in for the night. Then around 1 a.m., Gaz was jolted awake by something completely unexpected.
I had some kids earlier just running about, messing about. So, my little...
The sound of children laughing, faint but unmistakable. The laughter seemed to pass just outside his tent. Now, if you know Gaz, you know he's not the kind to hide from the unknown. Grabbing his flashlight, he stepped into the pitch-black woods to investigate. And there it was again. That chilling laughter echoing through the trees. But when he shone his light into the darkness, nothing. No sign of anyone. What would children be doing in the middle of the night deep in the forest? Uneasy but composed, Gaz eventually returned to his tent and stayed awake for the next hour listening. But the forest had gone quiet once more.
I think that's about enough excitement for one night. What do you think? It's bedtime. Unless all happens during night, I'll see it morning.
Eventually, exhaustion won and he drifted off. By dawn, the forest felt normal again. He packed up camp and hiked out, still haunted by what he had heard. Was it just an animal? An echo playing tricks on the mind? Or were there really children out there in the woods that night? If so, where did they go? And why couldn't he see them? To this day, the mystery remains unsolved. When Gaz uploaded the footage, viewers flooded the comments with disbelief. Many praised his bravery, stunned that he stayed the night after hearing something so chilling. But then again, this is Gaz, and he doesn't back down easily. Would you have stayed after hearing something like that? Let me know in the comments below. This is Claw, a nature-loving solo camper and single mom whose channel is known for peaceful hikes, scenic views, and calm nights under the stars. Her videos usually radiate a relaxing, down-to-earth vibe. But this time, things took a darker turn. For Halloween, Claw decided to push her comfort zone by camping near a mysterious old church, a place shrouded in disturbing legends. Whispers of satanic rituals, eerie sightings, and even a nearby murder have haunted the area for decades. Already off to a chilling start, the church itself is sealed off, locked down tight with alarms and security cameras due to its troubled history. So Claw pitched her bivvy in the surrounding woods, not far from the crumbling ruins, hoping for a quiet night despite the setting.
Something a bit different today, so I'm going to be camping at a creepy church with a history of satanic ritual, witchcraft. So yeah, this is Wild Bear coming to you from Colloquial. I feel like I won't be disturbed. Yeah, I like this little bit of woods. I don't think I'll be disturbed here. I'm going to do a bivvy today, so really stealth. I've not got another shelter if it rains, just a bivvy, so I think it's going to be a nice night actually. Just got to wait around.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, she passed the time reading up on the area's unsettling past. Bones discovered near graves, shadowy figures seen among the trees, and rumors that refused to fade. The deeper she went into the stories, the heavier the air seemed to feel around her. She explored a bit, grabbed something to eat, and eventually tried to settle in. That's when everything changed.
apart from some odd noises, I can't report of anything so far. While we're on the subject of weird stuff, there is a controversial video of what is claimed to be a ghost in St Mary's Church, taken in 2016, and it shows a black hooded figure walking past the door of the church. So if you Google Clophill Church monk ghost, I'm sure that will come up. And it's a really creepy video actually, but you know, that could quite easily have been staged. So, but for you guys that like the ghost stuff, have a look at that. So that's quite fun. Okay. I've lost my bed. How have I lost my bed? Getting into a bivvy bag is always such a graceful thing. It's so funky. There's the moon. So pretty. Good night, Wawas. See you in the morning. You see the red eyes over there? I'm just going to assume they were deer eyes. Freaky. Freaky.
Strange noises began to echo through the woods. Low, distant sounds that didn't quite belong. Then, out of nowhere, Claw caught a glimpse of something watching her from the treeine. Glowing red eyes staring directly at her. She tried to stay calm, tried to explain it away. Maybe it was just a deer reflecting her red headlamp. Maybe. But even she didn't sound entirely convinced.
The eyes look red. And if I had the white light on, they would have just been white. Because they're just deer eyes.
There was something about those eyes. Something that didn't feel right. Not curious, not animal-like, just wrong. Whatever it was, it gave off a presence that clung to the night air, refusing to fade. Whether it was an animal, a trick of the light, or something else entirely, Claw couldn't shake the feeling. Those glowing eyes stayed with her long after she looked away. It was the night of September 4th, 2024. Camos, the well-known Spanish YouTuber recognized for his fearless explorations throughout Spain, had ventured deep into the wilderness for another adventure. And this time, he was joined by his close friends Jafinho and Jada. The trio was searching for a place to set up camp, unaware that something far more serious was about to unfold.
Pera aí, vamos ver se a gente escuta de novo. Oh meu Deus do céu, velho, meu Deus. Meu Deus do céu.
As they navigated through the thick forest, their plans came to a sudden halt. Out of the darkness, they heard it. A woman's voice crying out for help. Faint, but unmistakable. The atmosphere shifted instantly. The air felt heavier, and with no cell service this far from civilization, turning back wasn't an option. They knew they had to act, and fast. Whoever this woman was, she was clearly in danger. They began calling out, hoping for a response. But the woman didn't answer. Instead, something else echoed back.
Peraí, vamos fazer silêncio de novo pra ver se a gente... Peraí, Jefinho, peraí, vamos ver se a gente escuta de novo, peraí. Parece que tá tão perto. Vai pra lá. Gente, tá bem fechada a mata aqui, cara. Tem um tronco caído aqui. Uma árvore caída aqui. Não, tipo, olhar pra baixo, onde eu tô andando. Não, é, mas... Cara, aí. Ó. Moça! Moça! Eu achei um negócio aqui, velho. O que tu achou? Eu achei um negócio aqui, velho. Tênis, mano. Um pé de tênis aqui, ó.
Get a faint cough coming from deep within the trees. Their concern turned to urgency. This wasn't a prank. This wasn't paranormal. Someone needed help right now.
Aonde, cara? Moça do céu! Meu Deus do céu, velho! Meu Deus do céu! Moça! 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 Meu Deus! Calma! Moça, meu Deus do céu, cara! Tá amarrada! Calma!
And then they saw her. A woman tied to a tree, barely conscious, unable to move, her voice weak, but desperate. Without hesitation, they rushed to free her, frantically untying the ropes that bound her. When she could finally speak, she revealed a horrifying truth. Earlier that morning, she had been on her way to work when a man armed with a gun attacked her. He struck her, stole her belongings, and dragged her into the forest. There, he tied her up and left her to die. She had been out there for hours alone, injured, terrified, just waiting for someone to find her. And worst of all, he told her he'd be coming back.
Vamos fazer o seguinte, a gente leva ela pro carro, deixa ela se acalmar, dá pouco de água pra ela. Cara, ela tá desde as 4h pouco aqui, velho. Tem saída.
The group knew they had no time to lose. Fearing the man could return at any moment, they helped the woman through the dark woods, racing to find their way back to the car and escape. Later, the police were called and took over the investigation. As of now, it's unclear whether the attacker has been caught. But one thing is certain. This woman survived a nightmare, and the trauma she carries will likely last a lifetime. Kamas and his friends may have gone into the woods for an adventure, but they ended up saving a life. Jenna Alexis, known for her solo camping adventures, opened this experience deep in the wilderness of Crownland. It wasn't her first solo bushcraft trip, not even close, but it was one that took a sudden, unsettling turn. The day began with quiet focus. Jenna moved through the landscape with ease, crossing a narrow river over fallen logs and searching for dry, standing deadwood to fuel her fire. She worked methodically, harvesting fatwood, sawing logs, and setting up her tarp shelter with practiced efficiency.
I don't know how I didn't see that when I was walking in, but I'm gonna cut this down. These standing dead trees in your camp are called widowmakers because they can squish you in the middle of the night should they fall or should a gust of wind blow them over. It is a dead tree. I'm not harming any of the living trees around here. So we're gonna be taking that down for safety and for firewood. I cut a notch in my tree facing that way because I want it to fall that way, but it has a bit of a lean that way. So I'm gonna stay on the side. So either way it decides to fall, I'm gonna get out of the way really fast, but I'm hoping I can get it to go in that gap over there. That was sick. Falling trees can obviously be very dangerous, and for that reason I don't like to go against the laws of gravity, but there were some trees on the other side that were alive that I didn't want to hit and have the tree land on, and it worked.
Everything about her setup reflected calm preparedness. Food bag hung high for bear safety, ridgeline pulled taut, gear kept, minimal but functional. It was wilderness, living at its most raw and intentional. But the rhythm was broken early. Near her parking spot, a white SUV pulled in. A man stepped out and approached her, claiming he was looking for something his girlfriend had lost on a previous visit. His story seemed harmless enough, but Jenna's instincts told her otherwise.
Okay, goodbye to the campsite that once almost was. I don't think I left anything. Barely got everything in my bag because I didn't fold everything properly. I'm just trying to get out of here. I have half my stuff in my food bag. It's gonna be okay. He's not here right now. This is where he pulled out to, and he literally took a look at me and turned around and pulled out. But I know it was the same car. It was like a white SUV with a bag over the back of his window, and he turned around and I saw that same bag. So yeah, I'm fucking out of here. Even if that guy didn't mean any harm and he was just trying to camp here, I don't like when somebody knows where I'm camping when I'm by myself. I want to be hidden and unseen, and I don't want some man to know that I'm alone in the woods.
Instead of leading him to her campsite, she waited in her van, watching. Minutes passed, then more. The man lingered in the woods far longer than made sense. Alarm bells began ringing. She cautiously approached the vehicle, windows tinted dark, a bag obscuring the rear glass. She couldn't see if he was alone, couldn't tell what was inside. Her gut told her to take mental notes. She circled the SUV, memorizing the license plate. Every detail mattered now. Even as she returned to the forest and resumed building her camp, something in her demeanor had shifted.
And I pulled out to the spot that I thought was going to be my spot for the night. And I was getting my backpack, getting ready to leave the car, when this white SUV pulled up and this guy walked out, and he walked up to my campsite, or where my car was parked, and he was like, "Hey, me and my girlfriend were here this morning and I left something. I'm just going to go look for it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But I wanted to wait inside the van until he got back out of the woods and left, so that I knew he wasn't like still out there and that he wouldn't know where I was going to hike to. So I was waiting in the car for like a while, and it started to get suspicious that he was like out in the woods for that long. And so I walked up to his car, first of all to get the license plate, but also to see if his girlfriend was actually in there. But the windows were like heavily tinted to the point that I couldn't even see in. But I walked like up and around the car, so I would assume if the girlfriend was in there, she would have like saw me and been like, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? So I walked around the car. I couldn't see if there was someone inside. I got the license plate and I went back to my car.
Her movements remained steady, but the sense of peace was gone. She was still focused, but now it was on more than just firewood and shelter. She wasn't just watching the trees, she was watching her back. Later, as the evening crept in, that unease sharpened into fear. While walking back to her tarp site, she spotted it again. The same white SUV, the same shape, same darkened window, same bag covering the rear glass.
So the day went fine, the sky was beautiful, the weather was great, I was having a great time out there, got a lot done, and then like 4 p.m. rolls around and I see that same car. I know it was the same car because when I looked at the license plate, I saw his back window was gone and he just had like a garbage bag over it. And I saw a white SUV pull up in the distance, and then I saw it like stop where I'm pretty sure he saw me, and then he turned around and left, and as he was leaving I saw that like garbage bag on the back. I was very uneasy, like why did I see that man twice? Why did I never see his girlfriend that he mentioned? Why was he driving around a bunch of different campsites all day? I also don't like the vibe I got from him in the first place, and I just needed to get out of here. But that does really bother me because it sucks that I can't just come out here and have a good time. Like I have to be worried about some creepy man wandering around at night. I like being a girl. Don't get me wrong, I love being a woman, I love femininity, but there are times in life I wish I was a man so that I didn't have to feel this type of way. Like, I already get nervous and kind of scared every time I come out and camp alone, but I usually just work through it because usually it's all in my head. Usually I just have to be strong and be brave and like work through that.
This time it didn't stop for long. It paused long enough to be noticed, then turned around and drove off. No one spoke, no one approached, but the message was loud and clear. Whether it was a coincidence or something more sinister, Jenna didn't wait to find out. Her plans changed in an instant. She tore down camp, not worrying about neat packing or finishing the night. This trip was over. Her priority now was safety. She threw her gear into the van, heart racing, adrenaline high, and got out of there fast. As she drove away through the darkening woods, one thought echoed louder than anything else. When you're alone out here, especially as a woman, your instincts aren't just important, they're everything. It's November 19th, 2023. Casey and his friend Colton returned to the ruins of an abandoned ghost town hidden deep in the wilderness of Rodney, Mississippi, a place shrouded in paranormal lore and unsettling legends. But this time, what they had encountered would go far beyond anything supernatural.
What is that? Shh. There's a f***ing fire up there. There's somebody out there, bro. Hold on. Here, hold this for a second. Wait, bro, hold this for a second. I'm gonna turn on the night vision, I'm gonna be out here right now.
After hiking for what felt like hours, the last bit of sunlight slipped behind the trees and the forest around them was swallowed by darkness. Just as the night settled in, they noticed something strange ahead. A flickering glow in the distance, a campfire. Curious and on edge, they pulled out their night vision binoculars to get a better look. What they saw made their blood run cold.
Why are we going towards it? Oh, he turned the fire off. Oh my God. Dude, it's going. Wait.
No, cut the camera. Let's go.
A man stood by the fire holding an axe, but then something even more chilling happened. The man extinguished his fire and turned. He stared directly toward them as if he could see them, even through the pitch-black forest.
We just saw someone in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere.
Flat the out.
And
I did not sign up for this at all.
And I think that they're following us. Every time we go about 100 yards, we hear branches and breaking behind us.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get cut up by some backwoods hillbilly dude.
I think we might be coming up on the town now, but there's definitely someone out here following us, so we need to move quick.
Shaken by the encounter and gripped by a growing sense of danger, they pressed on toward the ghost town. They were too deep in to turn back now, but the worst was still to come. As they reached the outskirts of the abandoned town, something caught their attention.
I think we're coming up, though. Mine's dying, too. Wait. Get down. There's someone else up there. Someone just ran across this.
Dude, we can't. Where are we supposed to go then?
I hear something. Wait. We need to move.
Dude.
Let's go left. Let's go this way.
A shadow. Someone was sneaking past them. It wasn't their imagination. They were being watched, followed. It felt like they had become prey. Desperate for shelter, they headed to the old church, the very one where they had experienced paranormal activity during a previous visit. It was their only refuge from whatever was stalking them in the woods. Inside the church, they tried to steady their nerves and resume their paranormal investigation. They powered on their ghost equipment, hoping to make contact with the spirits that supposedly haunted the place. But suddenly, the church began to shake.
I don't want to be here very long. Don't want to be here very
Nah,
long.
bro. Let's just get this figured out. Go for it. Never in my life did I think I would be in here.
This is the real deal, bro. This is the real deal. These are the altars, man.
No way. Be hella careful.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. What's up?
Nothing.
Can you please give us a message through one of these devices? You can say something through this. You can say something through this. Give us a message.
Oh!
Man, hold on. What the f was that? I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Dude, that was way more than
We need to find our way back to the car, like now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get out of here.
I don't even know where.
We gotta go back that way in the woods.
The wooden walls trembled violently, as if an earthquake had struck. Panic set in. What were the odds of that happening at the exact moment they tried to communicate with the dead? They had had enough. It was time to leave. Navigating through the dark woods, they finally reached their car and sped off into the night, only to find another obstacle waiting.
This is definitely the way we came, right?
100%.
This is the only way.
This is the only way, yeah.
Pull up a little bit, get closer, so I can see what's going on.
It's gonna f our tires up, dude.
Yeah, alright, I'll move them.
Get back in.
Bro, I think there's someone back there.
No, don't say that.
Lock the door, lock the door.
A massive tree had fallen across the road. They had no choice but to stop and move it. But as Colton stepped out, he noticed something. Movement in the woods. He grabbed the night vision binoculars and scanned the area. That's when he saw it.
Like how far
there's
away?
someone back there.
How far away?
Oh, he's running, bro. Holy.
Figure running. Terrified, they jumped back into the car and sped off, the figure vanishing into the darkness behind them. Though they escaped the forest, the feeling of dread never left. Whether it was spirits, strangers, or something even more sinister, what chased them and Rodney that night will haunt them forever.